So here we have a 2023 Lexus LC500 convertible. This one comes in cloudburst gray, and then we have black leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine, and that's made into a 10-speed automatic transmission. A little over 16,000 miles on this one. But as we come around to the front end here, we do get our LED daytime running lights and LED headlamps. The lights don't flash like that. That's just my camera picking them up. But I love these cars, especially as a drop top, because they just look so much like the LFA, and I love that car. But down here to these wheels, these are actually 21-inch alloy. Love the design. And then to the door panel here, one-touch windows, power door lock controls, rear window locks, power mirrors controls. We can power fold the power mirrors, set them on auto, and they do have blind spot monitors in them, memory seat functions, and then there's the door handle. We can release the trunk there, gas cap, heads-up display can toggle there, brightness for the gauge cluster, the trip meter, hood release is there. Love the pedals. Get a power tilt telescoping steering wheel. And then here's our power driver's seat, two-way power lumbar support here. But I want to give a huge thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this car today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these new, closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But there's the gas cap there. You want to put premium in this. And that's the trunk space with the top down. So still great space back here in my opinion. And then we have a little bit of storage underneath here. So you got a screwdriver, things of that nature. Not too much space. You'll need like a really tiny tire inflator kit. But there's the back end LED tail lamps, dual exhaust. And then as we come around to the passenger side, we get power with two-way lumbar there as well. But I mean, a beautiful car. And this one still has the owner's manuals and whatnot there. And with this one being a Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro, this car also comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty for however long you own the vehicle. But it's mostly covered up, but there's that 5-liter V8. Let's show off the blinkers. And let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. There's the horn. Now before we do anything else, because it's 1,000,000 degrees outside, I'm gonna raise this top. And I'm gonna show you, it's pretty neat. When you raise or lower it, it kind of gives you the timeline on how close you are to being done. So I really like that. It's just a cool animation. Sorry if the AC noise is coming through, but I cut that down a little bit. Hopefully I don't burn up in here. And another cool feature is I can hit this and get all the windows to come up. But AC controls are down here. Dual zone automatic climate. Set the auto there, cut the fan speed off. And then we do have a CD drive here for those of you that love having CDs. We get the Mark Levinson reference sound system. And then right up here, bottle holder. I wanted to show that first because the next thing is going to be the screen. So your mouse pad, your volume knob, and all of that is right here. But this is what goes through most of your function for, well, all of your function for the screen really, other than what can be controlled from these AC controls. So you use this mouse pad. Your navigation's right in here if you want to use that. And then you have your AM, FM, XM radio. You get Bluetooth as well. And then on top of that, you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto wired. Apps are in here if you need those, including the Wi-Fi. And then in your setup here, you can change your language, units of measurement, all of that there. But the mouse pad's all right once you get used to it, but it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It only makes sense, again, once you get used to using it. If you were just getting in this car for the first time and didn't know what was going on, it's a bit of a hassle, but again, once you get used to it, it's not bad at all. So all of your settings, including your vehicle settings, all of that's right in there. And then on this right side here, I'll pull the climate up first. Climate controls are right in here, so you kind of scroll through here if you want to use the screen, and that's how you change your fan direction. So you just kind of click in, scroll through that way. Again, it's weird, but once you get used to it, it's no big deal. And then your heated cooled seats, you can set those to auto or 3 stages there. In your heated steering wheel, you also have 2 stages and the auto there. So the animation's pretty neat. I like how everything can be used. Also, if it's a little chilly out, you want to keep your neck warm, you can turn the heat on that goes through the neck vents there. But for the most part, I mean, it's a Lexus, so it's about what you expect. Now for the backup camera, there's the view there. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. For this to be as expensive as it is, this backup camera, it could have been better. It's really kind of grainy. I know the sun's on it, but it could be much better. I've seen better in like 25 grand Chevy Traxxas, but whatever. Hazards there. Then again, all of your radio controls are here. You can pull up the map easily there. The menu, which pulls all of that up. And then everything else back, and you know, just using it like a normal mouse pad. But for the shifter, again, 10 speed, hit the brake. When you hit the brake, you pull and up for reverse, neutral, drive, and then while you're in drive, just tap down for the manual mode. You can use these paddle shifters behind the steering wheel to go through those gears. Press P for park. Automatic brake holds here. And it is kind of neat. You could kind of flip this open to get to your top controls, or push this down, slide it back. It's a little easier to do that. Now when you push this back, you have a little bottle holder there, and then it gives you access to the actual cubby space, and then you have an aux input, 2 USB-A's, and a 12 volt in there. But there's a look at the back. Really only good for a briefcase, if that. But it's nice to have a back seat. You can scoot these seats up a little bit, and maybe you can fit a kid behind your front passenger if they push their legs into the glove box, but again, not really a big deal there. Garage door transmitters in the rear view mirror. And then you have your lights here. Vanity mirror. Now back to the steering wheel, you have actually 4 stalks behind the wheel. So on the top here, your drive mode, so you can toggle the traction control by hitting this button, and you'll get a little notification for that. Pull down here for the snow mode. And then over here, you have several different drive modes. So your comfort and eco. When you hit that down, you can go between those. When you push the button on the side, you can go between normal or custom. And then when you pull it up, you have sport, and then you have sport plus there. Blinkers, high beams, low beams, corners, and then you have auto, daytime running lights off. And then over here, you do get your automatic wipers. Kind of see behind that paddle there. One time off, auto, low, high. You can adjust that auto sensitivity here in the middle, and then pull up for the front fluid. Now, left side of the steering wheel, volume controls, voice recognition, Bluetooth. This back button and these 4 arrows kind of go through the gauge cluster and what you can turn on or off. So you have the lane centering there, steering assist, all of that. Now, based on how you push this button, it's kind of neat how the tachometer kind of goes forward and back, and that's actually motorized. It's moving the whole thing. That's not LED, so that's fancy. And then down here on the right side, you have your lane keeping system, the gap adjust you can adjust, and then you have the audio sources you can go through, your presets or track list depending on what audio source you're in, and then adaptive cruise, you can turn that on or turn it on and hold it, and it gives you just a regular cruise. And then when you turn it back on, it'll go back to the radar cruise there. Adjust the speed and cancel there in the middle. Now, if you look closely, Heads-up display is there, and again, you can turn that on or off. Push of a button. Push button start. Your electronic parking brake is kind of hidden back here, so you press that in to actually engage it, and then you hit the brake and pull up to release it. And then finally, here's our key fob, and this one has the case on it. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2023 LC500 convertible out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this LC500, I have it in the comfort mode now. The exhaust is still great. The pickup is still fantastic. And one of the reasons you don't see this many LC500s around is because it's just a 5-liter V8. It's got the 10-speed automatic. It's very expensive, but it's also not something that gets a lot of attention, I think. When I see one, I'm always really excited because I think they're beautiful cars, specifically if you get that red. But I mean, it's just it's a great car. Like, you have the reliability of that 5-liter V8, but it's a sports car, and when you want it to just be a touring car, it can be. But I'm so glad this has miles on it, so I'm gonna give it a little pull here. Give myself some space. Here we go. Yeah, that is nice. And again, it's not something you'd expect to get up like this. It has a 5-liter V8, but to have that aggressive sound, to get that high up in terms of the revs you get from the engine, it's just it's nice, man. It's really nice. But I want to give one more thanks to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this car today. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But lane center's on now. Pretty good system. What's crazy is for this to be a convertible, the ride quality is insane. The sound acoustics in here are insane. Well, that was wild. And it's so nice. So nice of a car. Now, I think this one's priced at like $88,000. It's, again, a very nice car for the money. Low miles on this one. I mean, it's a 23, so probably about average for a car like this. But drives like new. Everything feels great. Looks great on the inside. But this car really is a sleeper. It doesn't look fast. It looks very elegant, but it is fast. It is quick. You have a 5-liter V8. Same thing you get in a Mustang. And obviously this isn't the same kind of car, but it feels just as quick, definitely. But I also like how you can really tune this the way you want it. So the comfort mode is very comfortable. The sport mode is still comfortable. It just kind of unlocks the full power of the car. And then just how adjustable the seat is, the overall driving feel, it's always comfortable. Even in the sportiest mode, it's always comfortable. And people that are getting a Lexus, specifically a Lexus convertible, that's what they want. But the exhaust sound is, they did such a great job with that, sounding as sporty as it does, without it being too much for the niche buyer that wants this car, if that makes sense. Usually it's an older buyer, but I mean, someone like myself, if I had the money to afford this, I wouldn't hesitate to buy something like this. It's very nice. Again, you probably have a more reliable car than you're used to in a convertible because it is a Lexus. It does have that kind of Toyota reliability that's behind it. But I just think a really good car for the money, again. If you're in this space, it's not cheap by any means. But I really wouldn't change anything about it. The looks on the outside are great. The interior is luxurious. The driving dynamics are perfect. And you just can't go wrong with this car. But with all that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2023 Lexus LC500.